Dishes from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. From steak and eggs to wonton soup, it's fast and friendly service 24/7. When you need a quick pick-me-up, you can find it at our state-of-the-art Starbucks just inside the main South Point entrance. Order ahead with the Starbucks app for easy mobile order pickups. Or enjoy your favorites in the relaxing dining area anytime, day or night. If you love Mexican food, Baja Miguel's has all of your south-of-the-border favorites. There are dozens of classics to choose from, like fajitas, ceviche, chimichangas, tacos, and more. And for spirit lovers, Baja's colorful non-smoking tequila bar is right outside.
I'm former Major League pitcher Andy Pettitte. I teamed up with Tunnel to Towers after seeing their life-changing work with military and first responder families. Now we're expanding our mission to help veterans struggling with homelessness. We want to help them rebuild their lives not only by giving them a home, but by providing the services they need. Please join me in donating at t2t.org.
My name is Wally Joyner. I was a first baseman for the Angels, Padres, Royals, and Braves. I give the Tunnel to Towers because of what they provide for the veterans, the military, the first responders, the police, the firemen who go out and put their lives in danger for our freedoms. I think it's an incredible charity, an incredible foundation. Their goals of helping the families that protect us. I'm asking you to support the Tunnel to Towers Foundation. The foundation is committed to delivering mortgage-free homes to catastrophically injured service members, Gold Star, and fallen first responder families with young children. Never forget.
The Southern California Thoroughbred Racing Circuit continues at Los Alamitos Racecourse through Sunday, September 22nd. The closing weekend action will feature the Dark Mirage Stakes for fillies and mares. Plus, we'll add $10,000 to the Pick 6 pool on Saturday afternoon if there's not a carryover. Our on-track handicapping contest is set for this Saturday. You could win a seat to the National Handicapping Championship in Las Vegas. Our daytime thoroughbred meet continues with great racing through Sunday, September 22nd.
The following is a Race Day Las Vegas presentation in association with Siraco Productions Limited on the Race Day Las Vegas Radio Network.
Live from the gaming capital of the world, time for Race Day Las Vegas, covering the sport of kings with a Las Vegas perspective. Now to the race desk with your host, Ralph Siraco.
From the backstretch to the turf club, at the racebooks and on the internet, to all horse players around the world, a good morning. All righty, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Sunday Race Day Las Vegas radio program. We come to you live and direct from the gaming capital of the world, Las Vegas, Nevada, right here at our studio set. And this is, of course, the South Point Studios at the South Point Hotel Casino Complex on Las Vegas Boulevard in your gaming capital. And, of course, all of you watching us and listening to us on YouTube, you go to YouTube, South Point Studios, you put in the search box, you get to the page, you click Race Day, and you're all set and ready to go. Don't forget, you can join our chat box. People are chatting away. They even give each other selections, which, by the way, were probably better than the selections we gave you yesterday here on the show. But in any case, all you got to do is get to that page, make sure you hit subscribe. It's free, subscribe, and then you can chat away. Good, bad, and ugly on the show. Not a problem, but you guys have a good time on that chat box as well. And, of course, for those of you listening here in town, at our anchor radio station, Sports Talk 1400 AM and 107.1 FM. Don't forget, they got the Ram games exclusively here in Las Vegas at Sports Talk 1400. The Rams on for the NFL and USC football for college. Don't forget about that play-by-play for the entire season, football season there. And, of course, our websites, racedaylasvegas.com, .vegas, .global, .world. We got them all. And your iPhones and your Android apps, KSHP app to hear us, and, of course, the YouTube app you can see and listen to us. And, of course, anywhere you get your podcasting. Simply put, however, wherever, whenever. Welcome to the Race Day Show for this Sunday as we wrap up the weekend. And, yes, again, we have him for the third time this week in studio, John Lindo. Good morning, John.
Hard to get me out of here once I get going to Vegas. I love it out here.
You cannot leave on a Sunday in Vegas with all the football.
That's the thing, yeah. No, I don't want to feel guilty on my drive back to L.A., so I would just put that off until tomorrow and stick around and watch some football and some racing today.
Yes, we have closing day at Los Alamitos, which means everything goes out the door. Interesting day of racing yesterday at Los Alamitos. The most interesting day, however, yesterday was at Parks Racing. Got to tell you, there were a lot of people complaining about a lot of things at Parks yesterday, and we're talking about the customers, the end result, the end users, the people who pay the bills, between the satellite signal, between what was going on at the track, the decisions they were making there, etc., and some of the performances of the horses on the racetrack, especially when they had to take a race called the Turf Monster off of the turf because the turf course was just absolutely, well, I don't think it was safe at all.
Oh, it's been terrible. They stopped turf racing about a month ago because it was so bad, and they said they had it repaired and ready to go. They ran one grass race earlier on the card where a horse got hurt.
Yeah.
And then they called it off and trying to get that information before they started that mandatory payout in that pick 5. That was the first leg of the pick 5.
Yeah.
And they scratched everything out of there. That was a mess.
It was just a mess.
Yeah. And, the last race was run in the dark, basically.
Oh, please.
Yeah. I mean, it was pitch black.
No kidding. And they don't have lights at Parks.
What could go wrong,
everybody must be holding up their cell phones with their flashlights on to get to see them, I mean, it was just like, I give them a high five for a big card of racing and all that, but boy, they really gotta shore up how they present it to the public and to the racing fans as well. As far as the races concerned there at Parks, the Alphabet Soup was the third race on the card, the first of the 11 stakes races. CRISPR wins that for Julio Hernandez and Tom Woolley, paying $760. And then you had the Whistle Pig Stakes, whatever that means. I'm just calling them as I see them. The Whistle Pig was won by the Boys Warrior, Frankie Pennington aboard, for Tim Girton, paying $5 even. So the favorites won those two races. And then we got to the Miss Tie-Dye Stakes, where Honorable Win wins. But this race was just horrible because coming out of the starting gate, Carousel Queen unseats Jockey Haddock, lost the rider at the start, with some horses coming in and out. And they actually had an inquiry, and if you saw the head-on, you thought maybe some horse ought to be disqualified, but there was no change, on the inquiry there. But then the race proceeds to go. The 2-5 favorite there, Annabom, was with the leaders early and then just dropped out and pulled up. So Annabom was out of the race. You had a riderless horse running around there. And the winner in all that mess was Honorable Win with Gonzalez aboard. And this horse was a maiden who wins the Miss Tie-Dye. Honorable Win wins the maiden, $20.20 there. Inquiry, no change in the race. They move on. Then the Plum Pretty came along. Winner there was Foxy Jr. for Jamie Torres and Bernie Houghton, paying $15.80. Again, a 1-5 shot in the race. 1-5 off the board. So we got a 2-5 and a 1-5 off the board. Seventh race, they bet another horse down the 2-5. That horse didn't win. You had a winner paying Brazina in the seventh race, paying $12 even. And then we get to the other stakes races. The Greenwood Cup was won by Next, who did what he normally does. This horse has won his 13th win of his career. He is a marathon specialist on the dirt. The Greenwood at 1.5 miles. Next was just galloping out there. So you finally got a 1-9 shot, folks, that won. They couldn't even stop Next in that marathon for trainer William Cowan, and Luan Machado paying $2.10, and that looked like money on the bank and cattle in the ranch.
I tell you what, he won by about 9 or 10 again. I don't know what the final number was, but he came home the last quarter in a mile and a half over a pretty slow racetrack.
Yeah.
How about 24 flat?
And he was just galloping along.
It looked like he was just working out down the lane. It was pretty impressive.
Looked like a morning workout.
So I've got my ear to the ground, want to know where they want to go next. Hopefully they'll choose a Breeders' Cup race. I'd love to see him out in Del Mar.
Yeah, I got to tell you, he might. His performances may get him into the Breeders' Cup somewhere. That's for sure. The Greenwood Cup won easily by next. Then we get to the Parks Dirt Mile. The winner there was Coastal Mission, Bucha Chica for Jeff Runco, paying $4.80. So we got a favorite, finally won that race, 2 favorites in a row. Then the Turf Monster that was supposed to be held on the turf, but they took it off the turf because the turf was just too dangerous. And so they had a multitude of scratches in this race. And the winner surviving the scratches and the dirt was Smooth B, Michelle Sanchez for Robert Reed Jr., paying $8.60. 12th career win for this horse at a sprinting. He's pretty solid there.
Saved all the ground, and the rail was good yesterday at Parks.
No question about it. $8.60 there, outrunning Talented Man and Jean Valjean. Then the $400,000 Grade 2 Gallant Bob, where the winner there was Ben Tornato. Ben Tornado with Ired Ortiz Jr. getting his 3rd win of the day. Ortiz won the first 2 races on the card, came back and won this stakes race for Jose D'Angelo, paying $4 even. So you had some favorites finally clicking at the end of the card. And then the $1 million Cotillion. The winner there was Torpedo Anna for Brian Hernandez and Kenny McPeak, paying $2.20 as the dead favorite in that race. But the horse that ran second, second in the race, Gunsong, ran a huge race, was coming back on to Torpedo Anna at the end of the race. She ran second with John Velasquez aboard. Tarifa was 3rd in the race. The horse that I liked, that I put in my exacta, Mystic Lake, was on the lead, but then just dropped back. But I can tell you, in the post-race interviews afterwards, Kenny McPeak was not happy with the victory. And he said that Brian Hernandez, they put Brian Hernandez and her in a pocket early, and it was probably, a good thing that she got out in time and finally got up. But she didn't look like she liked the racing surface either, John.
Well, if you watch the head-on in the patrol, first of all, you had 4 guys riding the favorite.
Yeah.
You had Mike Smith, who was intent to get in front of, cross and clear in front of Torpedo, which he did.
Yes, he did.
Gunsong immediately went up to the outside on the flank of the leader, Mystic Lake, and he put the favorite down on the rail in the box, and they weren't going to let her out. And if you watch the head-ons down the backside, Torpedo Anna tried to come up inside of Mike Smith and the leader, and she bounced off the rail. And Mike didn't put her there. He made it real tight, but he kept a straight line, so there's nothing dirty about it.
No.
She tried to go with it where her hole wasn't, and she got lucky. She didn't. Something bad didn't happen.
Yeah, McPeak noticed that too.
Yeah, and then they got down the lane, and she had to work a little bit down. I mean, it was a measured head. You could see that he wasn't asking her for everything. But it wasn't easy. I just hope she comes out of the race in good shape and everything comes back fine.
Well, you remember she was coming off of that big race in the Travers, and it might be a little bit of a bounce too. But a lot of people in the racing industry, a lot of horsemen say that it's a really Parks racetrack. That main track is a really funny track, and some horses just don't like it.
Right.
You remember Zenyatta. Didn't like Del Mar, but she still won her races down there, but she didn't win them like she did in other places. This may be the same type of thing with the Torpedo Anna, so we won't give her too much on that, but she got the win as she was supposed to. We'll see if, Kenny McPeak was not a happy person after the race, but he got the money.
I would have been very concerned watching that replay myself, yes.
Yeah. And then in the Pennsylvania Derby, Seize the Gray for the coach, D. Wayne Lucas, who won the Preakness Stakes, went out on the lead and ambled along on the lead. Nobody really pressed him. Seize the Gray was a fresh horse at the top of the stretch, and Stronghold came running. Dragoon Guard was in the mix as well. Dragoon Guard was stalking Seize the Gray, but just never really finished big. And Seize the Gray kept going and got the victory. Jamie Torres aboard for the coach, D. Wayne Lucas, 10.60 there. Stronghold finished second. And Dragoon Guard finished third. Seize the Gray. What can you tell? And by the way, one of the owners of that horse in the My Horse group plays here at the South Point. And she was in the book with you guys yesterday with watching the race, right?
Right. She was at our seminars last year for the Breeders' Cup,
Yes.
the Derby seminars.
Yes.
The horse didn't win that day, but won the Preakness.
Yes,
and then she was out here, and I heard some yelling and screaming across the room. I said, hey, and I asked Steve Johnson, the racehorse, is that the girl that's part of that My Racehorse group? He said, yeah.
Yeah.
So that was terrific. And
it's really fun.
you watch that race, though, Ralph. They just plain handed that race on a silver platter to Seize the Gray. There were several speed horses in there, but he's the only one that went. He was on the good part of the racetrack. They left him alone. And what do you expect is going to happen after that?
Now, you would think that a racetrack that doesn't have lights on the racetrack would tend to get the last race in before it gets dark. All I got to say is I'm sure that the jockeys would have rather replaced the helmets that they were wearing with helmets that miners wear underneath with the flashlight on them, because it was just plain run in the dark. That was the Parks Sprint. The winner there was Top Gunner, Flavian Prataford for Brad Cox, paying $10.80. But when they went into the winner's circle, you couldn't see anything. You couldn't see anything.
Well, they were loading in the gate. I could barely see the starting gate. At least at the wire, there's that light for the photo finishes. But down the backstretch, it was, you're just...
You didn't know.
No, I had no clue.
It wasn't like it was fog. It was just plain dark.
It was darkness.
Yeah. So all in all, that's what happened yesterday at Parks Racing. I know Jonathan Hardoon is out of his seat screaming he wants to say something right now, but what I'm going to do is allow him to cool off for the weekend, and I'm sure that Jonathan will have one of those really neat soapboxes come on Wednesday's show, so we'll keep it at that. Other big races yesterday, Churchill Downs had 4 nice stakes races. The Bourbon Flight was won by Batten Down, who set a new track record in winning with the Junior Alvarado for Belmont, paying $3.06. That was an easy win there. Hades finished second. Elephant's Ear was third. In the Dogwood at 7 furlongs for 3-year-old fillies, My Main Squeeze just ran off with that race. Luis Saez aboard for Mike Maker, paying $5.40, outrunning Fibber and Legendima, I should say. The Harrods Creek was the 9th race. The winner there was Henro. This was a horse that, when we went over these races, that Jonathan Hardoon liked, so we didn't go a complete goose egg yesterday for the handicappers. Paid $13.94. Chris Hartman and Rafael Bejarano. They were getting their second victory together. They also won the 6th race together as well. And then we moved to the Seneca Stakes, where Miss Justify wins. A Todd Pletcher trainee, Luis Saez riding, pays $4.72, outrunning Life Talk and Chatless. And in the last race, Luis Saez got his 3rd win of the day with Rodolphe Brissette's 2nd winner. That trainer's 2nd winner. Undercover paid $6.72. The Pick 6 paid $1,673.91. They got a big, nice carryover today at Churchill Downs. Belmont at Aqueduct. Brad Cox, Ricardo Santana wins the first race at 16-1. Santana had a big day of racing yesterday at Belmont at Aqueduct. He also won the 6th race on a Rob Atras trainee for his 3rd win of the day at $8.30. And he capped off the day in the 8th and featured race in the Noble Damsel, winning with Ocean Club, who went gate to wire in a very good rated ride by Ricardo Santana for Jack Sisterson, paying $6.80, outrunning 5 Towns and Breath Away. And believe it or not, the 9th race winner, Dylan Davis, got his 2nd win of the day. But here's the deal. It was a horse called Woohoo. And Woohoo, Todd Pletcher trained horse, Dylan Davis riding, paid $30 for the win there. Wow. Pick 6, $51,518.50. The late pick 5 at Belmont at Aqueduct. Man, $12.20, $6.80, $30 even. $74.50, the big bomber in the 10th race. Then you got an $11.40 winner in the last race. How about the 50-cent pick 5 paying $185,645? Los Alamitos yesterday, Bob Baffert won the first race with Juan Hernandez and another 2-year-old filly maiden, Silent Law, paying $2.20, easily winning that race, as most of his 2-year-olds do. And then Baffert came back in the feature race, training Showcard, who won that one in the Dark Mirage for Juan Hernandez. So Hernandez and Baffert had 2 wins each with each other, paying $3.40, outrunning Coffee and Bed, who was the 2nd favorite in the race, and Victorious ran 3rd. And Tiago Piera also had a couple of wins. So did Edgar Payeras. Pick 6 yesterday at Los Alamitos paid $17,638.40. And at Gulfstream Park in that Breeders' Cup winning in Princess Rooney, Soul of an Angel came from out of the clouds to win under Drayden Van Dyke, paying $640 for Saffie Joseph Jr., so he gets a win for the Breeders' Cup there for the fillies and mares going 7 furlongs. In that race, Beth Dream finished second, Battle Cry was third. And finally, if I can get the sheet, here it is, Woodbine, the Zadricarta was won by Owens Tour Guide with Jose Campos aboard, paying $16.70. And I would have loved to give you the that Presque Isle Parks Racing double and pick 4, but I couldn't find it anywhere. Any results anywhere, John?
I looked for it. I couldn't find it either. So
they post a bet and then you can't find the results.
It helps if they would let us know. Yes,
man. All right. Well, we got a lot to do today. Jonathan Hardoon is also with us. Of course, we'll have Bob Mieszerski for the closing at Los Alamitos. Rich Eng, of course, has an NFL selection as well as a horse, and of course Jerry Jackowitz as well, and the racing menu. We'll get started with all that stuff right after our first break. So don't go away. We will be right back.
South Point Casino has plenty of attractions for the whole family. Catch a movie. Our 16-screen movie theater includes 2 XD Extreme screens for the ultimate in viewing, sound, and luxury. After the show, treat the family to a variety of treats at our old-fashioned ice cream parlor, Kate's Corner. We scoop up a variety of creamy concoctions, including smoothies, hand-dipped cones, milkshakes, malts, sodas, and sundaes. At Kate's, there's something for everyone. And if you've still got time to spare, our bowling center might be right up your alley. Voted Best of Las Vegas, it's a great place for friends and family fun. 64 lanes, a pro shop, snack bar, and arcade. And while the kids are bowling, you can play slots and sip on a drink in the Alley Cat Lounge while overlooking the lanes. For our more serious and professional bowlers, the South Point is also home to a separate tournament bowling plaza.
The Southern California Thoroughbred Racing Circuit continues at Los Alamitos Racecourse through Sunday, September 22nd. The closing weekend action will feature the Doc Mirage Stakes for fillies and mares. Plus, we'll add $10,000 to the Pick 6 pool on Saturday afternoon if there's not a carryover. Our on-track handicapping contest is set for this Saturday. You could win a seat to the National Handicapping Championship in Las Vegas. Our daytime thoroughbred meet continues with great racing through Sunday, September 22nd.
Alrighty, back on this Sunday Race Day Las Vegas radio program as we wrap up the racing week on the Race Day shows. Here in Las Vegas, it's a beautiful day. 70 degrees right now. It's going to be up to 96. Today is the official first day of autumn, so we're getting into that fall weather here. And around the country, it looks pretty good. Miami, 88. New York, 76. Chicago, 75. And SoCal, Southern California, 83 degrees. And even Phoenix, Arizona is finally not getting below 100 degrees. It's 98 degrees there in Phoenix. So fall has arrived at least there as well. Here's the racing menu for today. Looking at across the country, looks like there's pretty good racing across the country, but there are a couple of racetracks. I believe Gulfstream Park, no turf racing today, John?
Off the turf at Gulfstream with a mandatory payout, and also off the turf today up in Canada at Woodbine.
Yes, those are the only places. But as far as the conditions, as far as precipitation, looks pretty good across the country today. Here's the racing menu. First post times Pacific. You know the deal. If you're not in the Pacific time zone, adjust to it. I don't want you to miss anything like I miss Mom and Dad. And we start with Laurel Park. Laurel Park has 10 races, a couple of $100,000 stakes races today. The Weather Vane goes as the 8th. The Twixt Stakes is the 9th. 10 races at Laurel and a first post time of 9:25. 9:25 at Laurel today. Churchill Downs, they've got 10 races today. Their Pick 6 jackpot carryover now stands at $232,902 for today. They've got 10 races. Their first post time is at 9:45. Gulfstream Park, mandatory payoff in their Pick 6 today at Gulfstream Park. It is an absolute mandatory payoff there, and Gulfstream Park has a first post time of 9:55. 9:55 at Gulfstream today with a mandatory payoff in the Pick 6. Then we have Belmont at Aqueduct. Belmont at Aqueduct has a first post time of 10:05. 10:05 at Belmont at Aqueduct. couple of stakes races, and they come early. The Joseph Gima will be the first race on the card at 10:05 Pacific time. 7 furlongs for 2-year-old fillies. In this race, the 1-2 favorite is with the Angels with Jose Ortiz. And then the third race is the $125,000 Bertram Bongard for 2-year-olds at 7 furlongs, a field of 7 there. And the 8-5 favorite is Manhattan Twist. Again, Jose Ortiz has the mount on the 2 favorites in the 2 stakes races today. And then races 4 through 9, of course, will encompass the pick 6. First post time at Belmont at Aqueduct is set at 10:05 at Belmont at Aqueduct. Woodbine comes next. Woodbine's got 10 races. Their first post time at Woodbine is at 10:10 at Woodbine. Pick 6 jackpot carryover there, $7,441. Hawthorne Racecourse has 9 races from Chicago. Hawthorne's first post time is 12:10 Pacific time. Then we get to Los Alamitos, closing day at Los Al, which means everything goes out the door. Mandatory payoffs on everything today at Los Alamitos. They've got 9 races. Their first post time is 1 o'clock this afternoon. Northern California fairs continue at Fresno. Fresno has 8 races. Their first post time is 1:45 at Fresno. And then after that, we have Prairie Meadows. Prairie Meadows has a pick 5 jackpot carryover of $3,158. 9 races today. The first 3 are quarter horses. The last 6 are thoroughbreds. First post time is 2 o'clock this afternoon at Prairie Meadows. And then we roll into Los Alamitos tonight for the second card, the quarter horse card, where they have 9 races, 2 thoroughbreds, 1 mixed breed, and 4 quarter horses. That'll make up the second card tonight at Los Al with a 5:45 post time. And as you know, in the nighttime card on Sundays, they seed the pick 6 pool at $10,000. So there's 10 grand sitting in the pick 6 pool at Los Al this evening, the evening card already. All right, now let's go to Jonathan Hardoon standing by. Jonathan, good morning.
Ralph, good morning, John. How you guys doing?
We survived yesterday.
That's better than I did. I didn't survive. Anyway, Ralph, that cross-country Pennsylvania pick 4 paid $48 for 50 cents. That's what you got, $48.
It's not. It wasn't cross-country. It was in the same state.
Whatever.
So I want
down the highway.
I want to know where you found it. That's what I want to know.
I called my lifeline.
Oh, okay.
My son told me, to tell you the truth.
Okay.
I had no idea. I was looking for it also, but these kids these days figure everything out. What can I tell
they
you?
Sure do. That's for sure. Again, what did it pay? The pick 4 you said, or the double?
Yeah, the pick 4 paid $48.50.
All right. Well, we know, John, next time we need to find him, we'll just call his son.
Well, we didn't miss anything. I know that.
Oh, you better believe we didn't.
What a day. What a day. Amateur hour in Pennsylvania.
All right.
We'll talk about it on Wednesday.
That's your
Ralph.
tease for the soapbox. But now I want you to talk just about the 2 horses, the winner of the Pennsylvania Derby and, of course, Torpedo Anna's short win.
Well, you guys made a great point. There were 4 riders on Torpedo on Anna's back. I mean, they put her in a box. They made things very difficult for her. But you have to keep something in mind. Yesterday, they knew they were racing against a bunch of inferior horses, and their goal is 6 weeks away in the Breeders' Cup. So I don't know how much the horse was squeezed, and the fact that she was coming off of a bit of a tough campaign. So, like you said, she probably reacted, and I'm sure she wasn't squeezed. But come Breeders' Cup Day, he will have her right, and you'll see the best of her, I think. I think she's a terrific horse, and she just does everything she has to do. As far as the Pennsylvania Derby, I mean, I don't know. It's a $1 million race. You have a bunch of smart riders in the race. You have a bunch of horses with speed, yet they let Seize the Gray get away with a 49 and change first half. The race was over. Speed and the rail was the name of the game for the most part yesterday there. And it was similar to the Preakness when he got away with an easy lead on an off track. So the 2 big wins he has, obviously they're big wins and they go in the win column. But, he's the kind of horse I guess you would try to bet against next time out, especially if he takes money.
John?
Well, the one thing about that we didn't talk about, they cut a stallion deal after he won the Preakness. Mm-hmm. And the biggest part of that win yesterday was they got a bonus for winning a grade 1 after that stallion deal. I think they picked up somewhere around another $2 million in the stallion syndication. So that's above the purse.
But
there's a home run.
Hold on a second. I don't think the Pennsylvania Derby was a grade 1.
I thought it was a grade 1.
The Cotillion is. The Cotillion was a grade 1, but I don't think the Pennsylvania Derby was.
I'll have to look that up. I'm glad you brought that up because I just assumed it was.
Well, everybody did assume it was. You would think that it's the Cotillion is run as many times as the Pennsylvania Derby.
Right.
The Pennsylvania Derby is a grade 1.
Okay.
It is a grade 1.
Right on the program. Yeah, it says grade 1.
All right. Well, then Equibase is wrong. In any case, we're getting corrections all over the place. But I'm glad then it is a grade 1 because after all, they deserve the extra money. Those how many people are owners?
I think there's over 2,000 owners.
Yeah,
of that horse.
sure. I mean, they need all the money they can get.
Yeah, 2,700 people get another $3.50 or whatever they get.
But when you get into buying a horse with My Racehorse, it's not to make money. It's the thing that you become a horse owner. Like the lady here at the South Point, she was tickled to death. I mean, she had a great time, and she could walk around and say, I'm a part owner of Seize the Grey. That's what it's all about.
Right. Yeah, it's a great introduction for them.
It's a great idea. It brings people into the game, and anything that's positive is certainly good. So, yes, I agree with you guys.
All right, and that's a good tease for Wednesday's soapbox, because I'm sure you're going to have a lot of stuff to be saying about that. But in any case, we move on. There is racing, yes, Virginia, after a race day like yesterday, and hopefully we'll get on the winners' bandwagon today. Belmont at Aqueduct has a couple of stakes races for the 2-year-olds. It seems like Jose Ortiz is sitting on 2 of the big favorites there. But nevertheless, you got 9 races today at Belmont at Aqueduct. Churchill Downs has got a nice card, and Los Alamitos has a final card. So what are we doing today here, Jonathan?
Just a little interesting note from yesterday. The pick 5 paid $100,000 and change. The pick 6, believe it or not, was hit, and you only got $50,000.
Yeah.
So you got to spend 50 cents more to play the pick 6 and add an extra race, and you got penalized. But not really. I guess that's what was in the pool. But the pick 5 paid pick 6 paid $50,000. The pick 5 paid $100,000.
Yeah, I got to tell you, Jonathan. I looked at that and I had to check it 3 times with 3 different sources. I couldn't believe it. I thought maybe it might have been a carryover and it paid, but
right.
That was
just the pool size. That pick 5 and the pool size is huge every day, and it's a CAW, non-computer assisted wagering pool. It's a retail pool.
Yeah. Well, the retail showed up yesterday. Yes, I know.
Yes,
I noticed that.
You don't see that often, but
no.
It did happen.
No, and a big discrepancy. We're not talking about a couple $1,000s.
Right, and it's an extra race, and it's twice as much money, but you're right. Anyway, Ralph, for today, we're going to look at the 8th race, 6 furlongs on the turf course, and let's try to get back in the winner's circle here. I like the number 5 horse, Ever So Sweet, 3-year-old filly from the Brad Cox barn. Last time out, she ran without Lasix. 2 starts back, she was on Lasix at Aqueduct. Flavian Pratt was aboard. Well, you get in the same situation today. She goes back on Lasix, reunited with Flavian Pratt. Pick 5, pick 4, pick 6, single, 8th race today. Number 5, Ever So Sweet.
The 8th race on the outer turf course today at Belmont at Aqueduct. Number 5, Ever So Sweet. We hope it is a nice, sweet win for Flavian Pratt. 8th race, the 5 at Belmont at Aqueduct. And you have anything else?
Yeah, we're going to go to Los Al, look at race number 7. It's a maiden claiming event. The number 5 horse in here, Seeking Quality. Last time out, went off at 30-1. You're not getting 30-1 today. But this filly ran very well. She has a race over the track. I like horses that have run at this meet and come back and try to get another race in, and that's the case here. She's listed at 6-1 on the morning line. Number 5, Seeking Quality, Edgar Paris for Van Belvoir.
All right, you got it. 7th race today at Los Alamitos, the 5, Seeking Quality, the 5 in the 7th race at Los Al. And you also have a sheet at Churchill Downs as well. So you got 3 handicapping sheets today, full sheets at Los Al, Aqueduct, and Churchill Downs, right?
And we added Gulfstream because of the mandatory payout. So you have 4 sheets.
Oh, you got 4. Okay. Well, you've been a busy man there, boy.
Thanks, Ralph. Stay safe and be well. I'll see you Wednesday. John, talk to you soon.
Yeah, and I'll bet he'll have a lot to say on Wednesday. Thanks a lot, Jonathan.
See you.
Okay, let's go to Bob Mieszerski standing by. This will be the last day we have Bob here for a while. But, Bob, you are always invited to join the Race Day Show anytime you want, because I know that you handicap Southern California racing. But on behalf of Los Alamitos, this will be your final guest spot for Los Al today. We wrap it up there. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you guys?
We're doing fine. Pretty interesting day of racing yesterday.
Yeah, absolutely. Around the country at Los Al, we had a show card won the stakes race, her second stakes win of the month for Bob Baffert. Game win over Coffee and Beds. The two favorites dominated that race.
Now, I know that Edwin Maldonado had 3 wins the day before, had to sit on the bench yesterday. So as we go into the final day of the Los Alamitos meet, how's that jockey standings look?
Yeah, right now Edwin has a 6-5 lead over Tiago Pereira and Diego Herrera. They're right behind him with five wins each. And then in the trainers race, Sergio Morfin has 3 wins, and there's a handful of trainers with 2 wins, including Bob Baffert, who got 2 wins yesterday, Jeff Mullins, and Craig DeLassy. So trainers race should be decided today, and the jockey race as well.
Well, and Morfin and Piera got themselves in the spot they are today with I think Piera had a couple wins. I know Morfin had one yesterday, right?
That is correct. Tiago had 2 wins yesterday to get him back into the race, and Diego Herrera had 1, and Maldonado did not ride here yesterday, so it's 6-5-5.
Bob, Los Alamitos wraps up today for the thoroughbred meeting, but before the end of the year, they have one more short thoroughbred meet?
That is correct. We come back in the winter. We'll start on Friday, December 6th, and continue through Sunday, December 15th. 6 days of racing, just like this meet was. And we have our 2 big races, the Starlet, the $200,000 Starlet for 2-year-old fillies. That's a grade 2. And then a week later will be the grade 2 Los Alamitos Futurity, also for 2-year-olds. Both races are at 1.16 So, yeah, they'll be run a week apart, December 7th and December 14th. We'll have 2 other stakes during that meet for Calbreds, 2 races that began at Hollywood Park. The Soviet Problem for 2-year-old Calbred fillies, and then the King Glorious for 2-year-old Calbred colts and geldings.
Now, John, I think that maybe the race book ought to put up a proposition. How many horses in those 2-year-old races will Bob Baffert have, and how many will he win out of those 2-year-old races, those stakes races in the winter?
Well, he's been dominating all the 2-year-old racing with the maiden special weights, during Del Mar, and he owns those 2 races really, basically. So it'll be Bob Baffert versus the world at Los Alamitos, and Bob Baffert's a prohibitive favorite.
I think so, don't you, Bob?
No, absolutely. He had a very nice 2-year-old debut yesterday.
Yeah.
A horse of a son of Tiz the Lost, Silent Law, won the first race yesterday by 10 lengths, and Wander has never really asked him to run. It was like a public workout for him.
In the racing business, I think they term that the horse parked.
Absolutely. That's what he did.
Okay. Well, Bob, let us end the meet with a winner from you.
I'm going to go to the 4th race. I like the outside horse, number 7, Perfect D, for Barrington Harvey and Kelly Castaneda. They had a winner yesterday with Smarty Nose, so I'm hoping they can go back-to-back. This horse won at night last time. This basically is a nighttime type field. He's not won during the daytime, but he's run very well here, hitting the board in 5 of 7, so I think he can win from slightly off the pace. Number 7, Perfect D, race 4.
All right. In the 4th race, number 7, Perfect D. The 7 in the 4th race, Bob Mieszerski's play for us at Los Alamitos. And Bob, of course, you do a public handicapping for Southern California racing every day. Where can they get if they want to keep following you?
Yeah, I'm in the LA Southern California News Group papers, LA Daily News, Orange County Register, Long Beach Press Telegram, among others. Then at todaysracingdigest.com, do selections every day for Southern California.
All right. And as I say, the welcome mat on race day is always out for you anytime you want to come on and chat racing.
All right, Ralph. Thanks a lot. Take care, and good luck today to everyone.
All right, you got it, my man. Bob Mieszerski coming to us from Los Alamitos. Okay, we're going to take a break, and when we come back, Richie Eng is standing by. He's got a pick for us in horses, and I do believe he's got a pigskin pick as well, so don't go away.
Thank you, buddy. There are many families that need your help. I'm Mark Wahlberg, and I'm asking you to support the Tunnel to Towers Foundation in their efforts to deliver mortgage-free homes to catastrophically injured service members, Gold Star, and fallen first responders families with young children, as well as eradicating homelessness amongst our veterans.
Everybody knows where the money's going. Every single dollar. God bless you.
Please contribute $11 a month to support their efforts by visiting T2T.org.
Hello, I'm Dennis Quaid. For years, Tunnel to Towers has demonstrated a commitment to first responders and military families. They've paid off mortgages and built specially adapted smart homes. Now the foundation is expanding its mission to eradicate veteran homelessness. Please give our veterans a chance to reclaim their dignity by donating at t2t.org.
South Point is also proud to provide a variety of relaxing amenities for the guests who want to be pampered. Soak up the sun and let your stress melt away in our lagoon-style paradise swimming pool. A relaxing getaway where you can bask in the desert sun and enjoy seasonal food and bar service poolside. And if you really want to escape, come to Spa Costa del Sur. From couple suites to a co-ed wet area, our spa caters to business and leisure travelers who want to unwind and elevate their senses. A visit to one of our spa's steam, sauna, or whirlpool treatment rooms will leave any guest feeling like they can take on the world.
Alrighty, back on Race Day Las Vegas for this Sunday, and it's the first day of autumn, and that means football galore. And we're going to go to Rich Eng standing by. Richie, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Ralphie. Good morning, John. Good morning, viewers. Good morning, listeners.
Hey, Richie.
Hey, Rich, I got to ask you now, with the realignment of all these, these conferences, et cetera, in college football, and the fact that they expanded the playoff, to 12 teams, is kind of a different feel this year for college football. It seems like a lot more games are a lot more important than maybe they did in the past.
Well, with 12 teams eligible for the playoffs, just because you lose one game means you're not out of it yet. And, for example, game between USC and Michigan had a lot of significance. And, the game that I gave out, LSU and the UCLA, unfortunately won by 17 instead of 21, so that didn't get there. But the Michigan-USC game, I know, Ralph, you're a USC fan. Michigan ran the ball. They only threw 12 passes in the entire game and still were able to win. So they showed a lot of power football. It was almost like watching Army or Navy or Air Force running the option game, just running the football. So that's the way they're going to be the rest of the season.
Well, small correction there. When I was in Southern California, I was an SC fan, but I'm a Notre Dame fan now, and we all know what happened to them. They got the Richter scale loss, probably the biggest upset of the year in college football not too many weeks ago. But like you said, you can lose one game and still manage to get into the 12 for the playoff, so we'll wait and see about that. But today we get into already week 3. It's already week 3 of the NFL. And it seems like the defenses are having their ways more than the offenses are right now in the NFL.
Well, I think some of the offenses are going to catch up because, as we've talked about over the past few weeks, Ralph, a lot of starters didn't play during the preseason. Mm-hmm. So the first 2 games have almost been like training camp. And, for example, watching Aaron Rodgers play on Thursday night, it took him 2 games to kind of kick it in. He looked fantastic against the Patriots. And if he can play like that the rest of the year, the Jets are going to be tough. But I think you're going to see some of the offensive performances start to catch up finally now that they've had 2 games under their belt.
Yeah, well, the NFL always wants a good show, and I'm sure they want a lot of scoring going on. We have, of course, this week, unique in the fact that Monday night, we have 2 Monday night NFL games as well as the Sunday night game tonight. We'll get a pick from you for the NFL right now.
Well, I tell you what, I'm going to give a game that I know Jerry J is not going to be happy with, but I'm going to fade the Giants today, Ralph. They're playing at Cleveland. The game's number 458. Cleveland's favored by 6.5. They are so tough at home to beat, especially the defense plays very well at home. And the Giants, I'm still not convinced they're a very good football team. So let's see if the Brownies can cover the 6.5 at Cleveland Stadium.
All right, Cleveland minus 6.5 at home today against the Giants, and a whole bunch of football both Sunday and Monday night. let's get a pick for you for the final day of Los Alamitos, reminding everybody that you will be doing your Southern California selections when Santa Anita kicks in next week.
Race number 2, Ralph, it's maiden special weight. Let's go with the number 3, Majestic Palisades. Dean Pedersen, a very, very talented trainer. He doesn't have enough horses for his ability to train, but this horse is in a good spot to graduate. Number 3, Majestic Palisades, race 2.
All right, second race, number 3, Majestic Palisades. The 3 in the second race, that's part of course, the early pick 5 in the first race and the early pick 4 today at Los Alamitos. Second race, the 3 horse. And again, they can get all the races today, your complete handicapping for Los Al today, right now at the racedaylasvegas.com websites. And of course, Richie will be back with us on Wednesday as well. Thanks a lot, Rich.
Hey, thanks, Ralph. Thanks, John. Good luck, everybody.
All right, you got it, my man. We're going to go to a final break. And when we come back, John and Jerry, don't go away.
South Point offers all the types of entertainment you'd expect at a first-class Las Vegas resort. Did you know our 400-seat showroom is one of Las Vegas's top destinations for live entertainment? Enjoy live performances by classic Vegas entertainers, bands, and today's hottest comedians, plus a rock and dance floor. You can also enjoy live entertainment at the Grandview Lounge, where you'll feel all the vibes of old Las Vegas. Enjoy the music, and if you love to laugh, don't miss The Dirty at 12:30, our very own free comedy show, every Friday night at 12:30 a.m. in the Grandview Lounge. The Dirty is 100% free, so arrive early. Go to southpointcasino.com or call the box office at 77136 for today's performances at the showroom and the Grandview Lounge. When you're ready for your favorite cocktail, stop in and unwind at one of our 7 specialty lounges. There's a bar around every corner, because you're in Vegas, baby.
The Southern California Thoroughbred Racing Circuit continues at Los Alamitos Racecourse through Sunday, September 22nd. The closing weekend action will feature the Doc Mirage Stakes for fillies and mares. Plus, we'll add $10,000 to the Pick 6 pool on Saturday afternoon if there's not a carryover. Our on-track handicapping contest is set for this Saturday. You could win a seat to the National Handicapping Championship in Las Vegas. Our daytime thoroughbred meet continues with great racing through Sunday, September 22nd.
The Race Day Las Vegas Show, the only exclusive daily local media racing information source in Las Vegas.
All right, back to wrap up this Sunday Race Day Las Vegas show. We'll take a couple of days off and crank it up next week as we move towards the opening of the Santa Anita Fall Meeting. And, of course, the big California Crown weekend coming up on Saturday at Santa Anita. John, looking forward to the Santa Anita Fall Meet. They usually stack the early part of the meet with all the Breeders' Cup prep type races, right?
Right, they'll be front loaded. We enter today for Sunday or Friday's opening day. You have the California Crown next Saturday. Mm-hmm. There'll be more stakes races the following day, Sunday, and then the next weekend too. And those are all the prep races coming up for the Breeders' Cup.
And we want to remind you that we're getting prepped and ready to go. We're going to have a special Breeders' Cup special, as we always do. Since we've moved here to the South Point Studios, we're going to have a Breeders' Cup special on the Wednesday before the Breeders' Cup, not the Thursday, but the Wednesday before Breeders' Cup at 4 o'clock Pacific time. But you can only watch that. It's not going to be simulcast on all the platforms we have. You can only watch it on the YouTube channel at the South Point Studios network streaming channel on YouTube. So get used to getting to YouTube, and we'll have a good time then. Because then we'll have an opportunity to kind of weigh in to see how everything plays out before we start the 2-day Breeders' Cup on Friday.
Yeah, we'll have all the entries, and obviously I'll bring whatever news I have from Del Mar. I'll kind of watch those horses go before we get to those races.
All right, John, give us some picks for today.
All right, I'm going to go to Churchill Downs first of all. Nobody made a play at Churchill, so let's go there. Race number 7, number 5, California Sunset. I like the workout videos I've seen on this horse. Debuts at a mile, a big filly that I think will have no problems getting a one-turn mile to start off her career. Mm-hmm. Drawn outside, the horse she has to beat, number 2, Claire's Charm. 3-1 on the program. Number 5, California Sunset. Expect to come out running in her debut today.
All right, 7th race at Churchill. Number 5, California Sunset. The 5 in the 7th race at Churchill. Now, I want to remind everybody that you don't have a Churchill Lendo report today.
No.
But you searched out a horse for us at Churchill, but you have a full Los Alamitos Lendo report. And, of course, reminding everybody, the Lendo report can only be is in only one place that you can get it here in Las Vegas, and that's right here at the South Point Racebook. And it's free of charge compliments to you because they love horse players here, and they certainly like the Lendo report, that's for sure. So your Lendo report here at Los Alamitos. And since it's here, why don't you give us a winner off of that?
Go down to the last race at Los Alamitos, the 9th race on the card, last of the meet. Number 1, Harama, really jumped forward. Second start off the layoff, breaking the maiden last time at Del Mar. Shows up in a spot where he cannot be claimed. There's some speed in here. I like that Herrera had 2 options in here. He rode Hondo Crouch last time. He sticks with this horse. Falls into a good stocking trip. If we get the 4-1 morning line, we take it. Number 1, Harama. Race number 9, Los Alamitos.
9th and final on the final day at Los Al. Let's go home a winner with number 1, Harama. The 1, Harama, John Lendo's pick. Don't forget the rest right here at the Lendo Report, free of charge at the South Point Racebook. Let's go to Jerry Jackowitz standing by. And I'm not even going to venture a guess of who Jerry likes today. That's for sure. Good morning, Jerry.
Good morning. No, of course I don't like the Jets. I mean the Giants.
He's got a Giants. You got Giants cap. He's got the Raiders cap. He's all set and ready to go. I would.
That's my day right there.
There you go, man. I know you're going to be in front of that TV set with some munchies. But I got to tell you one thing.
Wait. I have to listen to the Giants. I can't watch them.
Oh, okay. You don't have. What do you don't have? You don't have that Sunday ticket that you could watch all the games. What's the matter with you?
It's not. I always listen to the since I'm a kid, since I'm 10 years old.
Oh, okay.
I've always listened to the broadcast, and then I watch it later. So.
Okay. Well, in any case, you're not going to like Rich Eng today. He likes Cleveland.
No, I get it. Believe me, I get it.
All right. Well, let's.
There's no delusion here about it.
All right. Let's. But a fan is a fan, and I like that, Jerry. Now let's get it with some winners on the racetrack. Where are we going?
Okay, first thing I wanted to say is I thought Torpedo Anna was really brave yesterday in what was obviously a substandard performance for her. She gave all that she had. She didn't have what she normally has. If she had what she normally has, she'd have just scooted on by. And Seize the Gray Hour ran pretty good, but
yeah.
I my hat's off to a horse that can win what I call bouncing. That's the way it looked to me.
Duly noted, my man. Now let's get to Aqueduct.
Let's go to the 5th at Aqueduct. We have Super's Lucky Lady for Bobby Falcone. That's the 2 horse in the 5th race. It's true filly. 2 sprints to a root. I think rooting is what she does really better, interestingly. So I'm going to give a shot at 8-1 on the 2. Play the 2 over the 1-4-7-9. Reverse the 1-4-7-9 over the 2. I'll press up 2-1, 1-2.
All right, 5th race, Aqueduct, the final race in the early pick 4 and early pick 5. The 5th race, the 2 Super's Lucky Lady. The link-ups are 1, 4, 7, and 9, and reverse. 2 in the 5th. Now Los Al.
Okay. By the way, I have a star horse in the last race to go with John's Gerama. I like Gerama a lot as well, so you might have a nice little teaser there.
I see that. I see that, and I'm doing it. Okay, go ahead.
Let's go to the 4th. We have the 4 horse. Sasha's Shake Me Up. I think I said it right. The 4 horse in the 4th race. Sasha's Shake Me Up from Paul Aguirre with Aguilar up. A lot of rhyming there. I like the 4 over the 2-5-6. Reverse 2-5-6 over the 4. Big class drop here that I think is just down the road.
All right, 4th race, the 4. Sasha's Shake Me Up. The 4 over 2, 5, and 6, and reverse. Finally, I got a Siraco play today. Bob Mieszerski likes the 7, so the Siraco play in the 4th race at Los Al is 4-7-7-4 box in the exacta. Jerry's horse is the 4 over 2, 5, and 6, and reverse. All right.
I'm adding the 7 in.
Okay, you're going to add this. Okay, you got it, my man. We're going to add the 7 in there and hope the Siraco play gets there. Anyhow, Los Al and Belmont at Aqueduct available. Full pages for Jerry J at jerryjspowerpage.com. I want to thank you, John, for being here on set with us these final days. Come on down anytime. It's always a pleasure. And all of our handicappers, and mostly you out there. Enjoy yourself today. We'll be back on Wednesday, God willing. Crick don't rise. One more thing to say. Say it quick, Jerry.
Have a great race day, everybody.